What's going on, CRUIZ'N fam? I'm actually thinking about going for a cruise. That's why I'm out here. And what do you guys think? Remember yesterday I was talking about the damn snow and how they faked and they were gonna get it all wrong? Well, I guess I was wrong. I'm glad I didn't end up going to look at the truck, because obviously we got a crap load of snow. You guys can see. It looks really bad. I actually ended up putting some work this morning. Got up and did the sidewalk and the driveway. But yeah, I was thinking about going for a cruise, but I'm gonna make this video real quick, and then a little bit after this video, I'll end up going for a cruise since I already cleaned my car and the driveway. But wanted to point out, I'm still riding on spokes, and I don't plan to taking them off for the whole winter unless it gets really, really bad. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up going for a cruise in a little bit, you know. And I'm thinking about making a video real quick about you know, like answering questions from you guys. You know, I think if you guys let me some questions in the comment section, and maybe I could answer them, you know, while I'm going on a cruise. You know, how many of you guys would like to see that? You know, me going down for a cruise in the snow, answering some of the questions that I see in the comment section. But anyways, I am today going to do some more reviews. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me take my jacket off real quick. I'm gonna pause you guys. All right, guys, and we're back. So today we're gonna do kind of like a review on Lowrider magazine, and after that I'm going to show you guys a couple of editions that I've been stashing away. Some of you guys knew I had, but I just hadn't had a chance to put them up in the frame and add them to my man cave in my garage and my room upstairs. So I'll be talking a little bit about that. But today, yeah, we're going to do mostly a review of Lowrider magazine, and I think I got a little something hidden away that I might also do a review on. But yeah, so today is going to be Lowrider magazine, man. I know a lot of you guys have, you know, a few things to say about Lowrider magazine, and that's perfectly fine. You know, there's nobody's here to tell you, you know, what you can think and can't think, what you can and can't think about Lowrider magazine. But for my 2 cents, I just want to say, you know, Lowrider magazine has been a part of my life. You know, as corny as that sounds, it's been a part of my life for damn near almost 20 years, you know. I actually had quite an extensive collection of Lowrider magazine, and unfortunately, about 10 years, 11, 12 years ago, yeah, about 10 years ago, or 11 years, I ended up losing 2 storages. You know, I hit rough times. I ended up losing my house. Didn't have somewhere to go. I ended up having to, you know, rent a room out. And, you know, I lost a lot of stuff. I had a lot of cool stuff in my storage that I was trying to save, you know, and unfortunately I fell in bad times, and, you know, I ended up losing most of it. A few years later, I had a chance to start buying a few more, and that's what I did. I ended up buying, you know, like somebody's little collection, probably like 200 magazines. I mean, I still have some of my old ones, but I still was missing like a really good chunk of my magazine collection. Fortunately, I was able to, you know, gather up some of them again. This one right here is a recent one, and this is like one of my prized possessions. I'm actually thinking about buying another one just so I can frame it, because this one's already a little beat up. But this is Gypsy Rose, obviously. When it came to the Capitol, this was pretty dope. I was not able to make it to this shooting. Joe Ray was there. Mr. Jesse Jr., his sisters. I was actually able to go there. I think it was like maybe 2 days after, when they did not the unveiling, but after the unveiling of the car out here in the Capitol, which was pretty dope. I think it was actually the first lowrider ever to be encased like that, you know, out here in the East Coast. It's a legendary lowrider. But yeah, also have this, which was my Lowrider Japan. I actually try to do a translation on this, and it's not easy. So I don't have no information on this. I'm saying this is maybe from the late 90s. This is a pretty cool collection. And yes, for some of you that didn't know, the Japanese magazines are actually backwards. So this is the back, but this is how you would read a magazine or look at a magazine in the United States. But even though ours are made like this, you know, like that, I always looked at it from the back to the front. I don't know how many of you guys ever done that, but that was just a habit that I have. So I actually like the Japanese magazines that are made like this backwards, because the cover is in the back, and you know, you would go, you know, I guess that's probably the right way. And on the Japanese Lowrider magazines, I don't even know what year this one's from, to be honest. I could, like I said, I couldn't do the translation, but I would have to guess this is like from the mid 90s, maybe like 96, 97, something like that, maybe a little bit more. And this right here is one of the reasons why I like the Japanese magazines, man. They incorporate a lot of like the 90s style, and still today they're doing cars like this, you know, like the Euros and stuff like that, and I really like that flavor. I mean, I might not particularly drive this car. Actually, I would. Who the hell am I lying? But, you know, like, I like this style. There's a lot of people that low ride today that wouldn't even, you know, be caught dead on something like this. And this is, you know, I mean, look at this. These are like super clean rides. And, you know, I like that. I like it because it gives you a variety. You know, it's definitely completely out of the box. And, you know, look how many Euros are in this magazine, man. There's like so many Honda Civics, Honda Accords, Preludes. You know, they obviously got the big body caddies as well. But I really like these. So my brother was stationed out in Japan. Want to send out shout out to you, Victor. Appreciate it for bringing me that. He brought me that maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. He ended up bringing that for me. But we're here to talk a little bit about Lowrider magazine. So, you know, I'm going to give you a little bit of my opinion. So this is actually a little small stash. Let me pause you guys so I can take it out of the tripod real quick. Okay, we're back. So as you guys can see, these are just a couple of magazines. Most of these are from like the early 2000s. I have a few from the 90s, as low as even the 70s. You know, I got a few of the old ones, but you know, obviously those are not going to be in these stash. Those are going to be on like plastic, so they don't get damaged or anything. And those are really dope to look at, you know, because you can see like the difference and how far we've come, you know, from the beginning. And they're pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know, the original ones are actually a little longer and squarer than these. They're just a little bit bigger. And I also don't know if you guys remember when they used to do the photos, and then if you had every single issue, you know, you could put them all together and it will make a picture. I would like to see them bring that back, you know. I know a lot of people complain about the Lowrider magazines today, you know, and I mean, I get it, guys. I mean, look at this super thin magazine right here. So these mostly are from the 2000s. This is from the maybe 4 or 5 years ago, actually 2013. And this is like a new one. I actually received this one. I've been receiving these here at the house, which I've been pretty pumped. And as you can see, the front, you know, is kind of rounded, so you can't even like put anything. I think it was kind of cool how you could have the little Lowrider logo, you know, and it would say, you know, just from being organized, you could see what year, what issue, what volume, and what month. You know, you didn't have to like actually go look through them. You know, now if you still collect these, you know, they're missing out on that. Still in 2015, because I stopped, you know, collecting the magazines. But you know, I'm a Lowrider fanatic, and you know, I had to do a little bit of support. And I was actually getting tired of buying these at like $8 or $7, you know, for the content that they're bringing, because they're not that thick, you know. And for that, I'd rather just spend the $22 for a membership and just get them every month, you know. Even though they're a lot smaller, I'm gonna get a side profile, and I mean, you guys can see the thickness of these magazines. I mean, compare that to that. I mean, that's like not even a quarter of it. Not even. But you know, this is when Lowrider was doing very, very good. And you know, there was a lot of us, like a big majority out there, that all we did was, you know, breathe, eat, and sleep lowriding. You know, There was so many of us out there that were just trying to get that paycheck and either put spokes on our cars, whatever we had, go cruising, or maybe some of you knew somebody that had a lowrider and you guys would chip in for gas. Because I remember doing that too in the back in the day when I didn't have one, and it was beautiful. I never got a chance to actually lowride in the early 90s because I didn't find out about lowriders until like maybe 95, 94, something like that. That's when I got hooked. And it was pretty cool, man. In Puerto Rico, we didn't have lowriders like that. You would see like one or two here and there. And I've actually met a couple of Ricans out in Puerto Rico that have lowriders. And I will have to say the reason for that is because people are stationed in the military, and some of them end up, going over there and getting stationed in Puerto Rico. And obviously they used to be in the West Coast or somewhere in the United States where lowriding was, the thing to do. And they didn't want to leave that behind. So I'm only assuming that that's the way that lowriding reached the island, because there is a few lowriders out there in the island right now. You guys could check them out. Do a search if you want on YouTube, and there's a few people out there doing it. Most of them are not like your traditional lowrider. Some of them have the bigger wheels, the non-traditional cars. Like the older school, big body 4 doors. The cars that you usually wouldn't see out here lowride, but they're doing them out there like that. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. So yeah, on the lowrider magazines, man. I remember the early 90s. I like the early 90s because they had, or the mid 90s, because the same thing, same reason as the Japanese lowrider magazines. A lot of variety. They had a lot of different sections on the magazines. Like I'm opening right here. I mean, and you can see the contents. There's so many things compared to a magazine today, which is right here. And I'm not complaining. I'm just doing I guess constructive criticism, maybe. Look at the table contents of that, compared to, I mean, there's as many contents in this magazine in the index as the features in this magazine only on this square. And then you have all these different sections. This magazine is like maybe 3 or 4 of these. So it was cool. There was a lot more shows, sanctioned shows. There was a lot more people cruising and whatnot. But they have gotten rid of a lot of departments on the Lowrider magazine. I actually wrote Lowrider magazine years ago. And, I always asked them, or asked, what happened to a lot of these departments. Like letters was pretty dope. I remember Love Lines, actually, in this exact same magazine right here. There's a letter that I wrote to somebody. And I remember this magazine, man. Years ago. This was in 2002. Shit. That was a minute ago. Even though it doesn't sound like it was a minute ago, but yeah, it was a minute ago. I wrote a love letter to somebody here, one of my ex-girlfriends, and they published it. I remember exactly how I felt. This was pretty cool. I don't mean to sound corny, but I felt like I was actually featured with the car in the magazine. That's how naive, how innocent it was. But yeah, they got a lot. I read a lot of stuff here, like arte, shop talk, lowrider pasados. I would like to see that come back. They could even come up with some new stuff. It would be awesome to do like one section, a feature in the magazine where they could do like a project rides. Like feature somebody's project car on the come up and their struggle and like the positive thing that coming out of it, like somebody's story, how it kept them out of trouble or something like that, because they kept, dreaming and being passionate about building their car, even though it took a long process and they're still not there. But, those kind of people that fight, kind of like a role models, like a lowrider role models they do here on YouTube, but, like for a project, for somebody that has a project ride, that has like pretty good progress and they put all the work on it themselves, like did paint work and stuff like that. I would also like to see You know, how-tos. I remember they used to put a lot of how-tos. I remember probably about 10 years ago, I took like damn near 70% of my Lowrider magazines and I took all the tech sides and photocopied them in my old job and made a full book. And I was actually going to pitch that idea to Lowrider magazine that they should do. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I wrote them a letter too about that. You know, that they should do from all their tech tips. They should do like every year, they should put all of them together and make like a release a book, kind of like they did Lowrider, like how to build a lowrider. I don't know if you guys remember that book. They could do something like that and try to help sales, you know. And I feel like a lot of the fan base just said, you know, screw Lowrider magazine because they took a lot of these things and departments out, you know, that had a lot of stuff to do with, you know, us cruisers, you know, and solo riders and stuff like that. You know, we would like to be a part of it, you know, somehow. And, you know, they forgot that essence. You know, if they brought some of these, you know, like the letters, Project Rise. I remember Mailbox. How many of you remember Mailbox? You used to be able to send them a picture of your ride. Maybe you posted in the picture if you wasn't shy, or a couple of your friends, you know, posted next to the ride, and they would post it up, and you would get excited, you know, when you saw one of your friends' cars posted in the back. Some of them didn't even have lowrider wheels. It was just like random cars. But, you know, I would like to see them do that back, maybe rekindle the people's passions, you know, for Lowrider magazine again. You know, there's a little couple things that they could do. But, you know, I'm not here to bash them. Like I said, I'm a supporter. I stopped purchasing the magazine for about 2 years. And, you know, I just couldn't stay away. Even though now it's like so thin, I still get it. I consider it like my little Bible. I don't want you guys to take offense to that. But, you know, that's how I really do feel about it. But also wanted to talk about something special, so I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'll bring you guys right back. Damn, sorry guys, I bumped into my little small heater. Snitching on me. Alright guys, I don't know how many of you remember this, but check that out. And again, man, I'm not doing this video to show off. This pair right here is not even my pair of shoes, you know. I'm just doing a quick review, adding it over to the video, and I don't want you guys to think like, oh man, this guy is showing off. You know, I don't do this to show off. I do this just to, you know, just to share, you know, cool things for those of you guys that like lowrider stuff. So I don't know how many of you guys remember these. Some of you guys might think these were corny, you know, but this is a nice addition to somebody's collection, you know, even if you don't wear them or if you want to wear them, it's up to you. But these right here are a pair of lowrider footwear. Like I said, I don't know how many of you guys remember these. These are called Car Hop, style number 9020. Name is Car Hop, color is white. These are a size 8. And check that out, guys. What do you think? I'm not gonna lie, I will probably rock some of these, but because I know how old these are, I will never wear them. These would be nice to sit on somebody's, you know, man cave or behind a shelf. But look, that's some nice detail right there. I mean, the shoe is nothing, you know, it's like a replica Air Force kind of. I don't even know, you know, what company made these shoes, but it says Lowrider. I mean, so I guess it's like their regular whatever brand. But check it out. You can see it. Impala in the background. Nice little troquita bomba, lowrider bomb. I mean, these are fresh. I wouldn't mind rocking these to like a lowrider show, you know. I know maybe some of you guys would and some of you guys wouldn't. I know some of you guys think that these would be ugly. But this is a nice find, man. Seriously. That's what the toe looks like. Pretty cool. Established 1977. Pretty cool, man. Check them out. I can't really do like a review on how these fit or anything because like I said, these are brand new. And I'm not going to wear these. But but I just want to share these with you. Pretty cool. I don't know how many of you guys ever seen these before. I know the Osiris ones were really popular back in the day. I think these were purchased like in 2011, between 2009 and 2008, somewhere around there. Pretty damn cool, man. I would definitely rock these. I don't care how corny you guys think they are. I know some of you guys like them, and some of you guys wouldn't mind having a pair of these right now. You know, it's gonna be a nice little collection, you know, someday. We're end up putting these back there. And, you know, these are some of the additions that I hadn't put up. I had these in a manila envelope. Damn, I can't speak. What the fuck? So I ended up getting this at my first ever Lowrider Super Show, which was last year. But I don't know if you guys noticed, this was out here when Gypsy Rose made it to DC, out here in the Capitol, when they inducted it. And I actually got this made specifically to me. I got this at the Arizona Super Show. Gypsy Rose, Washington, D.C. That's in the display case. They had it. And this is like one of my prized possessions, you know. I actually have the picture that I sent most of you guys that won the giveaway. That picture was literally taken a little bit behind this at the other intersection, passing the needle where the water fountains is. And it was the same day that I went to go cruising my bike in DC, because they had Gypsy Rose out there. And, you know, I just had to take, both me and my girl took our bikes out there and went cruising. And I think we parked by the Lincoln Memorial and pedaled our bikes all the way up to this box. But yeah, when we went to Arizona Super Show, which was this one right here, first Super Show I ever been to. I've been to a shitload of lowrider shows all around the states, you know, from the West Coast to the East Coast, but I've never been to a Super Show. You know, last year was my first time. Also, last year was my first time going to Chicano Park, which I had a fucking blast out there. But yeah, so me and my homeboy JC, we were walking in the parking lot. The line was crazy. I don't know if some of you guys remember. They wouldn't allow me to bring my cameras. Like, I bought a bunch of camera gear, you know, to make my videos official and legit. And they searched my backpack and they told me that I wasn't allowed to bring my gear in, so I had to hide it in a manhole. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. I had to hide it in a construction manhole and pray that either it didn't rain or somebody didn't see me put it there, and I would have lost like almost $1,000 with the gear, which I was kind of mad and shit, because, you know, that was extra room that I could have brought more stuff from the show. But because I had camera gear that I couldn't use, you know, I wasn't able to use my backpack that much. But yeah, so me and my homeboy were walking around in the parking lot right before the show started. There was a huge line, and I was actually on my way back to the car that we had rented, and I run into Jesse. Like, I recognized him, you know, I was maybe like 60 feet away, and I recognized him. I think I was the first, me and him were the first ones to roll up on Jesse, and he was out there with a couple of club members. I stopped him and I was like, hey, how's it going, man? I don't know if you remember us from Virginia, because we shoot the shit with him at Manny's house. Manny is from the same car club out here in Woodbridge in Virginia, and he's from the same car club as them, you know, Imperials. And we had a good time out there, you know. We got to talk to him. We were just eating some fucking banging food, you know, having a couple of drinks. It was an awesome time, you know, that a legend was there. We were able to mingle with like a legend in lowriding. But yeah, so we saw him, and I actually got the first picture from him from this, and you know, he had him already signed. So I purchased one from him, took a couple pictures, I drank the beer, and then we ended up going back into the show, which after that I didn't see him again, you know. But I had him you know, made it specifically to me, which I think is pretty cool, signed by him. And I mean, this is probably like a piece that will get handed down, hopefully, you know, to somebody once I die, because I'm never going to let go of this. And then in the same show, I was able to meet two of the coolest lowrider models. Georgia James. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a pretty cool chick. They also call her Queen Cuddy. And, you know, same thing. Had it made out specifically to me. She signed it, you know, took a couple pictures with her. Pretty fucking dope, man. I can't wait to put this up. I gotta get a frame for it, just like that. And that, all of these I got in Arizona at the same show. Then I got a few that I got in Chicano Park. And then I also have Miss Angel Blue. I don't know if you guys seen her in some of the videos from Pinches Lowriders. You know, she's the girl that's obviously all tatted up, and most of you guys will know her with the blue hair. Down to earth chick. You know, we got to talk to her for a little bit too. I don't know how. Her booth was empty. She was out in the parking lot, cold as hell. And cool chick, man. So this is another edition that I got. I'm gonna end up putting, all of these are gonna end up going upstairs in my room, since I got that big wall space that's kind of empty. But yeah, guys, sorry that I've been rambling. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to show off. I'm just trying to show, you know, kind of my little addictions that I have, that I'm thinking about putting in my man cave, in my garage, and stuff like that. You know, and I wanted to do my 2 cents on the Lowrider magazine reviews. Like I said, you know, it is what it is. I know some of you guys have a lot of bad things to say, and there's a few of you that got good stuff to say. Anything you guys want to say, you know, that you guys would like to change or see in Lowrider magazine, leave it in the comment section down below. And another thing that I wanted to say also, man, check this out. I don't know if you guys knew about this. Yo, check out this episode of Lowrider Role Models. This was pretty dope, man. This was Stephanie Bueno. Badass little episode, man. So let's see real quick. Right here, boom. I don't know how many of you guys knew, but yo, check this out. This is pretty cool. You can make your own Lowrider magazine. So you can put your your photo personalized. So you can, if you got a daily that you were like always dreamt about having in the Lowrider magazine. I mean, I know some of you guys are like, you know, I want to be in Lowrider magazine, like be in it. I don't want to make it up. But that's a pretty cool addition for your room, you know. Maybe some photos with like a Lowrider bike and a whip. And you can have your own cover. That's pretty cool, you know. I dream one day to be like some type of, you know, like be a part of the staff of Lowrider magazine. We're going to see what happens, man. I got a lot of good ideas. Maybe one day, you know, it's not too far-fetched. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share a little bit about that. And like I said, you know, the weather being so shitty as it was today, you know, I got to stay warm in the garage. Look, and it's still coming down, guys. Still coming down. It's crazy like crazy. But yeah, I just want to say thanks again. It's Sunday. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. And what else? I don't know. I think that's it. I'm hoping to do more reviews of other stuff, you know. If you guys have anything you guys want to ask, let me know. Leave it in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, please give me a like. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, subscribe. And I appreciate the love and support. And like I said, anything you guys got to say, negative or positive, leave it down in the comment section. You know, we don't care. We know we appreciate everybody's opinions, even if we don't like them. It's okay. We respect them. That's all I got to say, guys. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I appreciate you guys' support. Like I always say, keep on cruising.